In this video, we shall be taking a look at approximation. This is the continuation of approximation we did. So here, at the end of this video, you'll be able to solve more questions on approximation. 2. Approximate numbers to a given significant figure. So how do? We start by working on some examples here too. So example here says round off the following to the nearest 100 and 10,000. So I have 8, 9, 1, 3, 4, 2, and 2. I have 9, 8, 4, 9, 5, 5, 8. Solution. We are rounding off the first number to the nearest 100 and to the nearest 10,000. So 8, 9, 1, 3, 4, 2 to the nearest 100. Which of our digits in the number falls to the 100 place value? If you check from the right hand side here too, my 2 is in the unit place value, my 4 is in the 10 place value, my 3 is in the 100 place value. Can you see that? And the number before it from the right is 4. So we round it down to 0 because it is not up to 5. So the answer we give 891300 to the nearest 100. 2. Say we should round it off to the nearest 10,000. So let's check the digit that falls to the 10,000 place value. So 2 is unit, 4 is 10, 3 is 100, 1 falls to 10,000 place value, 9 falls to 10,000, 8 here falls to 100,000. So we are considering 9 because our 9 falls into the 10,000 place value. So considering also the number before it from the right hand side, I have 1. So because this is less than 5, I round it down to 0, which gives me 890000 to the nearest 1000. So also we are considering the second number 9849558 to the nearest 100. Which of the digits in the number falls to the 100 place value? Here it is 5. Can you see the second 5 from the right? So considering the 5 before it, we round it up to 1 and add it to the number we are considering, which will give us 6. So I have the answer to be 9849600. Then rounding it off to the nearest 10,000. Also, can you see from the right now, 8 falls to the unit, 5, the fourth 5 falls to the 10, the second 5 falls to the 100, the 9 falls to 1000, then the 4 here falls to 10,000 place value. So the number before it is what? 9, which we will round up to 1 and add it to the 4 we are considering here now. So which will give me 4 plus 1, 5. Then the answer will approximately to 9850000 to the nearest 10,000. So let's look at the next thing we'll be doing here, which is approximating or rounding off to significant figure. So this is obtained by counting numbers of digits in a given number. You understand better. When rounding up and or down in significant figures, we start our counting from the left hand side of the number of the required figure we are rounding off to. Can you see? When we are doing to the nearest 10, 100,000, we start our counting from the right hand side because we start our place value from the right hand side. But here you have to take note of this. It says we should round or approximate to the significant figure. If you are asked to do this to a specific number of significant figure, it means you start your counting from the what? left hand side. So let's check some example for you to be able to understand what I'm saying here. So example 1 says round off 328.4221. 3 significant figures. Two significant figures. I can say my significant figures. I can use the acronym SF, which means significant figures. So solution. The first thing we are doing here is we are doing to the 3 significant figure. So 328.42, approximately making these to 3 significant figure. I told you we start our counting from the left hand side. So let's count from the left hand side now. 3 is our first figure, 2 is our second figure, 8 is our third figure. So we are stopping there and rounding it off to the 3 significant figure, which is 328 now. So the next value to 8 is 4. So what do we do? Because 4 is less than 5, I told you anything less than 5 you round it down to 0. So here the value will be 0. Any other value before after our significant figure means nothing. So we can choose to have it as 0, 0, or we leave it. And because we are dealing with decimal here, we don't need to write it, because we are dealing we are saying here that we should do to the approximate to the 3 significant figures now. So doing this, we now leave my answer to be 328, because the next value to it will turn to 0, because they are insignificant to us. That is why we are saying 3 significant figures. So the significant figures we want to see here is the first 3 digits from the left hand side. I hope you understand that. So let's move on. We are rounding this off to 2 significant figure also. So starting from the left hand side, we count. The first digit is 3, which is the first significant figure, and the second digit is 2. So it says 2 significant figures. So every other number after the 2 significant figure is insignificant, which could be 0. But note here, the next value after 2, which is our 2 significant figure here now, is 8. So we have to round 8 up to 1, which we now add to the significant figure we are concerned, which is 2 significant figure, which stops at 2. So if we add that 1 to 2 gives me 3. So my answer here will be 3, 3, 0 to 2 significant